Hey guys, this is Bebe872 and this time we'll talk about the new patch of 13.6b and what the meta looks like. Now, there's been a huge change in the meta so far. Like how it went is that at first, it was a bunch of reroll decks like Draven, Malphite, and every now and then was LeBlanc, right? So we used to go for like a reroll decks, whether we had their hero augments or not, because these reroll decks were a bit overpowered. And now that they got nerfed, the original superstars of this patch, the 4-cost carries of this patch, are starting to become much more popular. So it's a low-cost reroll meta to a high-cost 4-cost meta shift. Of course, in this meta, reroll decks such as Ashe with the Ashe augment, Draven also still works as well too. If you high roll Malphite, he can also still work as well. So you can still go for these reroll decks if you high roll them. But mostly the direction that you should look and aim after right now are Ox Forces. So what you do is you go for an Ox Force frontline, and then you add in any like a DPS backline. It could be like Samira, it could be like a Twisted Fate, but right now it's mostly Twisted Fate, or maybe a Nico. Right, so this is usually what you want to do. You want to greed econ up until the way where you can hit level 7, all in for a Twist Fate 1-star, find the Ox Force 2-stars. Many people make the mistake of not looking for Ox Force 2-stars, but you need to roll at 7 to find Ox Force 2-stars so they can buy you time. And voila, adding the Twist Fate, then what? You got frontline, you got backline. Composition is perfect. So that is what the current meta state of 13.6b looks like. Now, this was on day 1. What happened after day 2? Right? That's what's important. What happened on day 2? People realized that there were 6 Twisted Fate players every single lobby. So, what did they do? They decided to go for a significant change, right? They decided, okay, everybody's going for TFs and Nikos. That leaves all the other like 4 costs open, right? So, I want to go for, let's say, a Samira deck. You know what? I want to use an Ashe build up. I'm going to give her like IE. Can I give the item here? I'm going to give her like IE Runans as a build up on like an Ashe first. Alright, and then I want to transfer these itemizations to Samira. That's what we want to do. Then what else can we use with Samira? We can use maybe Blitzcranks and Warwick. Warwick. We can use Blitzcranks as a build-up for Ashe, and then add in the Warwick to get admin, Brawlers, or frontline. Or we can actually go for mechs. We can go for Garen. We can go for Garen and just like add a huge like a mech in, use Samira in the back, and do a lot of damage. And our odds of getting these 4 costs are high. Why? Because 6 players are dead forcing TF. They're taking all the 4 costs out of pool. So if you go for all these like uncontested 4 costs like Garen, Samira, and so on, voila, a very decent top 4 deck. Now, what's important here to note is that these decks are not designed to get first place. So if you go for a Garen Samira hybrid comp, of course in TFT, if you high roll, everything is forgiven. You can win with anything you want. However, if you just go normal, then you should expect yourself to lose to an Ox Force like a Twisted Fate deck. But the reason why we go for it is not because it can't get first place, but mostly because since it's not contested, if we just go for a strong build up, we can actually guarantee top 4, maybe 3rd to like a 6th place very consistently, so that if we get unlucky, we can get 6th and save points. If we get lucky, maybe we can get like a 2nd or maybe even a 1st, depending on our situation. So this is the rhythm of what the current like a meta looks like. At first it was reroll decks. Reroll decks of course are still fine, but now that they fell out of the meta, people are now transitioning. They're moving all the way to 4-cost carries. And it was one specific 4-cost carry for now, Ox Force Twisted Fate. But as this becomes hard to get, people are considering other alternatives like Mech Samira, Velvet, anything else that they can get their hands on. Even like a Viego Jhin into Renegades is quite popular and not a bad deck to get top 4. So this was your meta analysis for patch 13.6. Hope you guys enjoyed this new variation of content. This content is more focused on conversation than like you know, just like a blind gameplay. So hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys like the video, please post a comment below saying that, okay, this video is kind of cool, and baby, I would love it if you raise more of these talk videos in the future, and then I will listen to the feedback. If a lot of people like it, I'll make this content more than just gameplay content. Thank you guys.